Hello and welcome you all in the YouTube channel of TMPS Group of Schools. Today we are going to discuss the chapter of our geography subject, that is the population dynamics. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the distribution of population around the world, the factors which influence the distribution of population including the population density, the growth of the population. So basically our today's class is based mainly on the factors which are responsible for the distribution of population around the world. We all know that human beings is the greatest consumer of the earth's surface. We are using the resources such as the land, the air, the water. We are performing the various economical, socio-religious activities. In all around the world, Asia continent is having the largest population. Also, the density of the population in this part of region is very high. So, what is the population distribution? The very first topic is the population distribution. The population distribution is spread in people in the particular region. So, population distribution is the spread of people in a particular region or a particular area. That is known as the distribution of population or the population distribution. We all know that there is an uneven distribution of population because of some factors, that is the landscape, and some human factors will also involve, that is the economical, the industrial factors we will involve, the socio-economical factors which will involve. So the distribution of the population all around the world is evenly distributed. And it is also based on some natural resources which provide the socio-economical development of the people in a particular region, the people who are living in a particular region. The majority of the world's population is living in Asia, as far as we have discussed. India and China, these are the two countries in which the population density is also there and the largest amount of people are also living there. The second is the population density. Population density. So what is the density of population or population density? Is the number of people living per unit area. Population density is the number of people living per unit area. Some countries or some cities are there, such as the Beijing, Mumbai. These are the cities having the most of the population density is involved. Around above the 10 million of people are living in this particular region or a city. So we say that the population density in these cities is greatest. Then industrial factors, industrial, agricultural and administrative factors or activities are some factors which enhances the density of the population, or the population density is in a particular area or a region. People performing these activities will tend to locate themselves or migrate themselves by taking an example from the rural area to the urban area or towards the city for the better livelihood, for the better opportunity for the job, for the educational practices, for the hospitalization or the healthcare facilities we can say. That is why the population density, we can assume that the number of peoples living in per unit area of a particular region. So what are the factors which affects the distribution of population? That is the main topic which we can conclude it. The very first is the geographical factor. Geographical factor. The very first factor involves the distribution of population is the geographical factor, in which we all know that our earth is divided into basically in three forms: the mountain region, the plain region or the plateau region. These are the landforms of the earth. So if we compare the people who are living in these particular regions or these three landforms, then we have the mountain region, then the plateau region, and that is the plain region. Look, the density or the distribution of the population is sparse in the mountainous region because of extreme climatic conditions involved there. Plateau as compared to mountain, having the most of the people living in this particular region as compared to the mountain. So the better density of population or the distribution of the population will be carried out in the plateau region as compared to mountain. But if we look about the plain region, is a region where the maximum amount of peoples are living in this particular region or this terrain, because of the availability of soil, availability of natural resources, availability of the land for the agriculture, for the settlement, for the industrial development, for the transportation and communication facilities are also involved there. So that is why the plain region is having the densely populated area. These are the geographical factors. If we know that the Himalayan regions having the sparsely populated, yes. Same time, we can also say that the desert, the places which are desertified or the desert area having also of the regions where the population is sparse. Plain region, because of the valley availability of water or the various rivers which are entered into the plain regions. By taking an example, the Indo-Gangetic plain, Ganges, Brahmaputra plain, the Sundarban delta will provide the most of the fertile lands for the livelihood, for the agricultural practices, because peoples were using these water for the irrigation purposes, for the agriculture and the domestication of the animals also, or in the domestic facilities they are using the water or the other resources which are computed from the plain area. The second factor is climate. Actually, climate plays a very important role for the distribution of population. Regions having the extreme climatic conditions, we will see that the number of peoples or the density of population, or we can say the distribution of the population, is sparse. But the regions which provide the various climatic conditions, the summer, the winter, the rainy, all type of climatic conditions which provide the better settlement of the people, better adaptation for the peoples and the other organisms. By taking an example, the South Asian country involves the various climatic conditions. Population is heavily distributed over these part of region because they have a moderate type of climatic conditions. The South Asian countries always or receive the moderate type of climatic conditions as compared to the tundra region, the polar regions. They having the extreme type of climatic conditions such as that very less temperature that will provide the extreme level of climatic conditions. That is, the climatic conditions also involves for the distribution of population around the world. The third is the availability of water. We all know that water is a resource or the basic need or a basic resource for the livelihood or adaptation for not only for the human but the various vegetations and the other organisms. So the availability of water, which provide the water for the irrigation, the agricultural practices and the various household activities. So in the ancient civilizations, we have seen yet the various civilizations, the ancient civilizations were flourished near the various regions. We are talking about the Egypt, which is situated in the bank of river Nile because it provides the water for the livelihood of the peoples. The Indus Valley civilization, the Harappan civilization, is in the bank of Sindhu river. Now today's the Mississippi and the Missouri are the rivers in the United States of America which provide the availability of water to these peoples for the agricultural practices, for the industrial purposes as well. These availability of water, which is a resource, is provided not only for the domestication or the domestic purposes it is used, but also for the commercial or the trading activities it is also used. So that is the basic way that the peoples live near the availability of water or the resources which provide the water. The third one is the soil and mineral. Soil and mineral, it is also an important for us because soil or the fertility of soil will provide or affect the distribution of population. The Ganga and Brahmaputra plain, which provide a fertile land for the agricultural practices. Peoples who engage in these activities will took their livelihood and make them developed. The other minerals by mining we can get from this, which having very crucial for the development of the industrial sector. So that is where the industries would be settled. So because of the fertile land is also there, so people involved in the agricultural activities, and we are getting the minerals also from the land which provide the agricultural purposes for the people, which initiate or started the job opportunities for the various peoples who are living around the world. So soil and minerals are of very crucial for the agricultural purposes also, and as well as the industrial purposes always, because of the people who are seeking for the job. So that is all the factors, the geographical factor, the climatic factors, the water, the soil and minerals is computed under the geographical factors. In this geographical factors, these one. Okay? Now the next factors we can use, that is socio-economical. Socio-economical factor involves, we know that the ease of living and the social policies of the people. We all know that people who are living in the society will perform the various rituals, various traditions. They are pertaining the job also. They are getting the job opportunities for the industrial, from the industrial sector. That will provide the economical facilities of the people. The peoples who migrate from the rural to urban area in search of the better livelihood, in search of better standard of life. Also, the better educational facilities and the various amenities they are getting only in the urban area or the semi-urban area. That is why they are migrating to these. So that is the reason why the cities or the urban areas are heavily distribution of the population or densely populated as compared to the rural areas. Because the urban areas and the city or the semi-cities will provide the better livelihood, better standard of life, job opportunities, standard of living, and the educational faculties and the healthcare facilities as compared to the rural areas. So that is why the distribution of populations is also affected by the socio-economical factors. In our next class, we will be discussing about the population growth, the overpopulation and underpopulation, the death rate, birth rate, and the sex ratio. So this is all about our today's class of geography. We'll be coming back soon. Till then, take care and bye-bye.